flex. Buckle up and join the best. Let's see, relieve your stress. So yes, let the music soothe your soul and keep it going just to refresh. Buckle and enjoy the ride from 2 to the half of the 5. Mondays to Fridays happening live. Where we gon' have a ball, you can text your guys. Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. Are you ready for the traffic avenue? Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. An applause for the traffic avenue.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, Traffic.
City News on 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News live from our studios here at number 11, Dr. Martin Lupin at Dabraka, Accra. My name is Nanatufo Boateng. And this evening, I am here with
Hawa Idrisu Mustafa.
Coming up over the next 1 hour, 30 minutes, Social Security and National Insurance Trust SNIT justifies sale of 60% of its stake in 4 hotels, describing the move as the most viable option. Also coming up, New Patriotic Party NPP to unveil Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe as running mate to flag bearer Dr. Mahamudu Baumia in Kumasi tomorrow. We'll be taking you live to the Ashanti Regional Capital to gauge the mood and also bring you what kind of euphoria is growing up in the Ashanti region. Later, calm returns to Pandai in the northern region following disturbances that led to properties being destroyed. And also coming up, fear grips Bole community following the discovery of a decapitated male body. Later in business,
Ghana's debt restructuring deal with bondholders gets note from official creditor committee.
Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on these and other stories on Eyewitness News, which is live across the country on all our affiliates, including Premier 100.5 FM in Takrade, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky Power 93.5 FM, also in Takrade. We're live in the Blue Regional Capital, Sunyani on Greener 95.9 FM. Join us in the Ahafu region on Hamas Radio 106.5 FM in Goso. We'll be coming to you live from the Ashanti Regional Capital on Orange 107.9 FM, where your regular host Umaru Sanda Amadu will be joining us with some updates from the Ashanti region. But you can listen to us in the Volta region on Akpeni Radio 96.7 megahertz in Pando and Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohoi. In the northern region, this is Dasuma 99.1 FM in Yendi. Join us in the Upper East region on WED 88.3 FM in Zuarungu. We're also live in the Upper West region on Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura. In the Northeast region, this is Eagle 94.1 FM in Wale. Your comments are welcome via WhatsApp line 0549 986 996. Let us know what you think about the stories that we'll be bringing you. Well, let's get the details of our stories now. And the Member of Parliament for Bole Bamboy, Yusuf Sulemana, has expressed alarm over rising murder cases in Bole in the Savannah region recently. A middle-aged man's body was discovered in a suspected ritual killing at St. Kizito's primary school. Now, the victim, found by the police and community search party, was naked with his head and genitals removed. Now, the MP who is worried about the growing insecurity in the area joins us live via telephone to give us more on this. Good evening and thank you very much for your time, Honorable.
Good evening, my brother, and good evening to our cherished listeners.
Right, thank you so much. First off, let me find out, has any arrest been made regarding this killing?
To the best of my knowledge, no arrest has been made. And the people, like we all know, are very, very, sad. And we are calling on government, we are calling on all those who have what it takes to assist us, whilst we also assist ourselves to ensure that we are able to get these people who are doing this to us.
In assisting yourself, what type of assistance really are you talking about?
First of all, we all know that this issue started not today, and so we've been talking to ourselves, and we have been encouraging ourselves to ensure that we report suspected cases to the police. The challenge has been that many of the people find it difficult to report because there's this feeling that anytime you report a case to the police and it's taken to court, you become a witness. And so we're encouraging them and finding other ways of ensuring that they're able to report such cases in a way and manner that we are able to get the perpetrators. In this particular case where you said that, yes, a gentleman was killed and beheaded, and then his genitals taken away, we finally got the head at the outskirts of Bole, and then as I speak to you, the youth have come together once again. Earlier on, we had submitted...
Honorable, sorry, just for purposes of clarification, did you say that the head has now been found, and where?
Exactly so. The head has been found at the outskirts of Bole towards a community called Doli. And so it's been taken and also taken to the mortuary where the body was deposited. That's exactly what I want to state. I've spoken with the police and they have confirmed this. I've spoken with the district chief executive and she has confirmed it. Now, the youth, a couple of weeks ago, we met and decided that we're going to form a community watchdog. But of course, we needed to brave the police. The police was informed, and their suggestion was that we submit the list of the members who are willing to participate in this activity to them to do their background checks. We did that, and so we're still waiting for them to give us the list or the go-ahead to be able to start. Yesterday, my information is that the police gave out the list, and so today, the Bole elder met his elders, and I know very soon they will start. And once they start, I can assure you that we will be able to unravel this mystery.
Honorable, now you say you've advised your constituents to report information to you. And this is out of fear that the identities of these witnesses might be exposed if the case should travel to court. Now, you also mentioned the formation of community watchdogs, although you have informed the police. However, will this not undermine the work of the police in the area? Since information will now have to get to you before it travels to the police and all that. Are you now serving as an intermediary between the police and the people?
Not just me alone, but we've identified other opinion leaders like the assemblymen, and we've encouraged the community people who find it difficult to go to the police to, as it were, first report the case to either the assemblyman, myself, the bolera, or any prominent person within the community. The truth of the matter is that whether we like it or not, when you go to the police and report, of course, they will want somebody to witness. And if it means going to court, you will have to follow and tell the court what you saw in order that they are able to pass judgment. So this has become a worrying situation for many people because they have to leave their farms, they have to leave their economic activities to be going to court and all of that. Again, in some cases, they end up having enemies within the community. And so they come to you and say that we are afraid, we don't want to report. And so we are encouraging them and we are telling them that, look, we have identified ourselves as leaders and you have made us leaders. So we want to represent you. If you have a problem like that, go report to the assemblyman. If you have a problem like that, you can walk to the Bolere's house and tell him. If you have a problem like that, you can come to the MP's house and tell him. If you have a problem like that, you can go to the DC's house or office to tell her, so that we will find a way of going about it. Okay? Then we are also saying that we are going to put in place community watchdog. This is not the first time communities have formed such watchdogs. And in many cases, they collaborate the effort of the police. They are not coming to usurp the responsibilities of the police. In any case, yesterday, I had a conversation with the Interior Minister, and he agreed with me that there is a need for us to form a community watchdog. And I told him how far we had gone, and we're pleading with the police to quickly do their background checks on these individuals so that we can quick start the process to ensure that we have them walking around in town every evening from evening to dawn. And I believe that if we do that, we will be able to resolve this matter.
Well, no, but rather than taking up this responsibility, have you engaged the police on what types of witness protection they could offer?
The police are aware. In fact, we are not doing this in isolation. I'm in contact with the police on daily basis, and they will tell you. I call them, I seek advice from them, but they are aware that the community members, most of them, don't feel comfortable going to the police station to report because of one or two incidents that had happened long ago, where people report cases and they are dragged to court and they become enemies in their communities. And so for me, much as we want them to go and report the cases directly, where we have gotten to, we need to find another way of doing it. And they feel comfortable talking to their MP, they feel comfortable talking to their DC, they feel comfortable talking to their Bolera, they feel comfortable talking to their assemblymen. And what we are saying is that once they report to us that I suspect ABCD, we will then take up the responsibility of ensuring that we get to the bottom of it, establish some prima facie case before we now report to the police. Or you can tell the police, this is what we are suspecting. Can you help us go into it and let's see whether something good can come out of it? This is exactly what we intend to do.
Very well. Now, Honorable, since January this year, more than 3 men have been killed, for want of a better word, mysteriously within your jurisdiction. Now, based on these killings, are you able to establish a trend or a pattern? And of course, based on your suspicions, is this pointing anywhere?
Yeah, so let me just tell you, from May to date, 4 lives have been lost. 2 are indigents. The other 2 are strangers. People suspect they are even lunatics. It hasn't been established yet. Now, if you look at the mode of operation, they first of all want to destroy their heads, okay? And then also they will use either stone or something to kill them instantly. That has been the mode of operation. And the latest one, they took off the head, they took off the genitals, and then they also had to leave the head somewhere towards Doli, the community around Bole. Now, the difference is that the first three, there have been autopsy reports for two that I'm aware of, and I have to even pay for one of them. And the report did not indicate that any genitals or any parts were taken away. But in this particular case, you don't even need an autopsy to be able to tell whether or not some parts have been taken. So the way they operate is not as if they are doing it in a certain pattern. It keeps varying, and that's what I can say for now.
Honorable, Bole we know is a busy town. What kind of impact has these killings had on the town?
First of all, you would have heard that even though there's no any curfew imposed on the people, they are afraid to come out in the evening. So economic activities that would have been booming in the evening time comes to a standstill. And so economically, it's making a negative impact on our lives. Again, we go to farms and we come back in the evening. Many are those who will not even go at all. And those who go will have to hurriedly come back because they don't want to come and meet any unfortunate incident. And so even when it comes to our agricultural activities, and don't forget, this is the time for the cultivation of maize and other cereals. And so again, it's impacting negatively on our agricultural activities. Even socially, it's affecting us. Those days that family members who want to move from one house to the other in the evening to fraternize and to solidarize with them and to discuss social issues, this time is restricted. And so it's affecting our lives heavily in a very negative manner. Even me as an MP, I can tell you, my watchman now doesn't sleep where he used to sleep. He comes closer to the house. It tells you that there's some fears. Nobody today will want to even accept the job of a watchman in Bole, especially if the person will have to stay in an open place, for instance, in a school or something like that, because we have seen 2-3 incidents of people being killed, watchmen being killed. And so even today, if somebody wants the job of a watchman, he will think of it as a very risky job. Take, for instance, those that have killed who are watchmen. If you ask another watchman to go there, you think he will go? Again, one particular incident happened at a school, the Boy Girls Model School. When it happened, the student had to leave the place. And it took us time to even psyche them up to want to go back. And so academically or educationally, it also has its impact. So every aspect of our life is being affected by these heinous activities.
All right, Honorable, thank you so very much for your time. We are grateful and we wish you well. Honorable Yusuf Suleimana is Member of Parliament for Bole Bamboy. Now let's do some politics now, and the New Patriotic Party NPP will tomorrow unveil Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh Elias Napo as running mate to Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, the party's flag bearer in Kumasi. We're crossing over to the Ashanti regional capital, where your regular host Umaru Sanda Amadu is standing by and takes over now.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Thank you so much, Nana Tufo Buatin. Indeed, like you advertised, we are live in the Ashanti Regional Capital, Kumasi, broadcasting a special edition of Eyewitness News, which is coming to you from our studios at the Kumasi Mall, Orange FM studios, to be specific, 107.9. My name is Umaru Sanda Amado. You're not mistaken. You're live on Eyewitness News. I'm doing this tonight alongside the team in Accra, number 11, Dr. Morton Loop in Adabraka in Accra. And indeed, it's a big day tomorrow for the New Patriotic Party and also for our democracy and indeed for the Ashanti region. Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, known popularly as Napo, the man who has been chosen by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to be his running mate, is said to be outdoored. Is ever ready. We have touched base here and we are bringing you simultaneous broadcasts both on Citi FM 97.3 and on Channel 1 television on various platforms, digital, terrestrial, and also satellite television as we bring you exclusive coverage and extensive coverage of events tomorrow, starting from today. Indeed, Nana Tufo, we will be doing an exclusive interview here on Point Blank, which is in some 30 minutes from now or some 40 minutes from now. But before then, I'm not here alone. I actually came down to Kumasi with our correspondent at the presidency, Sami Wiafe. I always say that he's a man who sees the president 24/7, like Mahama's economy. Sami Wiafe, how is Kumasi been treating you? Have you enjoyed fufu because you did it with me? So I'm sure.
Every time I come to Kumasi, that's the first thing I look out for. This is about 100 times for me coming to Kumasi.
Awesome.
It's always the first thing I want to do when I come to Kumasi. And it's the big day for the NPP tomorrow. As you mentioned, official outdooring ceremony of the party's running mate for the December election, Dr. Matthew Prempeh, is going to officially be outdoored tomorrow. All the people who matter in the party, from government to party and almost everybody who matters, is expected to be here tomorrow for all this important occasion. The president will be here, the vice president, who also the presidential candidate, the chief of staff, ministers of state, members of parliament. Everybody who matters within the NPP circle is supposed to be here tomorrow for this important occasion. This one brings to an end the NPP's, preparation for the December election. They've done everything. They've elected their sitting members of parliament, all parliamentary candidates, everybody. What was left was the outdooring or the nomination of a running mate. And just last week, Thursday, the flag bearer did so. It means the NPP is set for the December election. So we are looking forward to the big day tomorrow. As you spoke to the national organizer, the party is ready. We went to the Jackson Park where the event will be held. Preparation is underway. According to them, they're expecting over 5,000 or even more people to be at the Jackson Park tomorrow for the official ceremony. From there, we'll kick it start. And as you say, we are prepared. Citi 97.3 FM, Channel 1 TV, with our colleagues here in the Ashanti region. We are ready for this all important.
And indeed, colleagues here in the Ashanti region, our man, the versatile Hafiz, Malam Hafiz Tijani. Alhaji, no, you don't go Maka yet. He's playing left team. He was forgotten at the terminal. What's the terminal in Kumasi at Prempeh Airport? Is it Terminal 1 or Terminal 2?
Not yet.
Hafiz Tijani, how are you?
I'm well, sir.
How is Kumasi ready to receive its son tomorrow, who's going to be outdoored? How are activities coming?
Well, so when you go to the various constituencies, the constituency executives are preparing their party supporters to bring them to the Jubilee Park tomorrow, and the regional executives themselves are involved in these preparations. And talk of the national executives, I saw the general secretary of the party, the national organizer of the party, the women's organizer of the party. They were there at the Jubilee Park to inspect the preparations, the setting up of the stage, and whatever is needed to outdoor the running mate of the party tomorrow. And a while ago, while at the Jubilee Park, we saw the regional police commander coming in to check the security details. And you should know that this is a serious thing because the president is going to be there. So the regional commander himself was there to look at the security situation on the ground. And that means that the party is prepared. And tomorrow we are told that before even the vice president, who is the flag bearer of the NPP, will bring his running mates to the event ground, they would first go to Mensia to officially introduce the vice president, or the flag bearer will officially introduce Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh to the Asantehene, and you know the background of the running mate, and that is his constituency, the Menchia South constituency. And so
the palace is in Menchia South?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. So they will walk through the principal street of Kumasi for the public to also have a feel of the running mate and also the flag bearer. Then they will move to the Jubilee Park where the event will start.
Interesting. So all the constituencies in the region are expected, of course, to make representation. That's the sense we have, right?
Exactly. 47 constituencies, all of them, they have to make representations. And we're told that all the constituency executives were tasked to also play a role to ensure success of the program.
I've been to the Jubilee Park with you. It looks like a small place. Can it hold all the people we're expecting tomorrow? Why not the stadium, perhaps?
Well, that was a question I posed to one of the organizers, and they say the Jubilee Park is like a center and is close to the Menchia South constituency where the running mate is coming from, and they would want to demarcate the place very well, and they have put out a plan to demarcate the place so that they won't have any overcrowding, because they have held events there. This is not the first time they are holding such events, and they think that the Jubilee Park is the preferred choice.
Sami, we've seen this coming for some time now, but of course the choice has been made now, and it's on Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. Within the rank and file of the party at the national level, the sense of unity is needed and required. Do you get the sense that the party will be able to deal with this? The thing that they usually would describe as cracks are some of the camps of the disappointed running mates complaining. Are you hearing anything, or the party has managed it well?
Not at all. Already, those who were not selected, or some of them who were tipped to be, but unfortunately they didn't get the opportunity, have even started congratulating Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. The former member of parliament for Tema West, Natoshi, came out publicly to endorse the candidature of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, outlining how hardworking he is, what he brings to the table, and how best he can complement Dr. Bawumia to help the NPP break the 8 in the December election. Others have also come out publicly to speak on this matter. So it looks like it's a united front. They are all the goal is one, to break the 8, irrespective of who was chosen or who was not chosen. But even to come to think of it, tomorrow, since last year when the flag bearer was elected, almost all the polls pointed at Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh's direction, to the extent that the national security had to embark on the Dankwa Institute. And so if anybody was nurturing such an ambition and it didn't fall your way, obviously you should know that you're not the chosen one. So you have no option than to follow who the party's presidential candidate has selected. And in this case, it's Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. It brings unity to the party, because I've seen national officers who have publicly come out to say that they endorse the candidature, and even the grassroots supporters. Ashanti region is the base of the NPP. And people say that aside the Otunfo, the biggest individual is Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, or Napo as they call him. And so if the base within the party, which is the Ashanti region, are all endorsing this candidature, then there's unity within the party in this area. The last thing the NPP wants to do is cracks within the party. Remember in 2008, going to the election of 2008, a lot of divisions. Almost all the 17 aspirants all thought that they were the best individuals or the best person to lead the party. There were cracks in there. A survey was carried out after the election, which says that over 500,000 supporters of the NPP did not vote in that election. Now, the NPP wants to avoid a similar situation, and so they want to whip everybody in line. And the selection of Matthew Opoku Prempeh, if you speak to party executive in Accra and in the region, they believe that is a good choice for the grassroots. The NPP wants to marshal all its efforts within the region. They say that if over 70 or 75% of NPP supporters should come out in their numbers and vote in December, there's a possibility the party will break the 8. There's a possibility the party can continue in government. So they are whipping all the support they need here. And Opoku Prempeh is someone who will rally around those people and rally with the grassroots. He's a grassroots person. People call him by name, Napo. A few people only call him Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. People call him by Napo. And in Ashanti region here, if you call anybody by first name basis, it means the person knows you. They align with you one way or the other. So he's the united factor when it comes to the NPP in this region. And the party had made it from day one clear that they will want to select a running mate from the Ashanti region because they want to unify their base, and exactly what they are doing.
Hafiz, has the NDC in the region said anything? Are they quaking in their boots, or they are saying that they can't be bothered? This will not mean much.
Well, so the NDC in the region is rather capitalizing on the recent comment by Napo, where he made the timetable comment.
Okay,
they are
on Doomsor timetable.
Timetable. They are capitalizing on that. They have said that he's the energy minister currently, and he has not solved the power outage situation, and he has not also given Ghanaians some form of. He didn't feel some pity for Ghanaians while they are suffering, so he didn't give them anything like saying something that would calm their nerves, but rather provoking them. So that is the comment so far we have heard. But they say
meanwhile, the party is looking for a replacement for him, right?
Yes.
To be parliamentary candidate.
Exactly.
How many people have picked forms?
5 so far.
5 so far,
including his biological brother.
Really?
Yes, Napo's biological brother.
Understand he's the constituency treasurer.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
That would be an interesting race. So, when are they bringing back the forms?
So
or filing nominations? They are filing nominations.
The voting will be Wednesday, and the election will be on Sunday.
To choose. Okay, so let's get this straight. People are saying there's going to be a by-election in Mensah. No, there will not be a by-election. When Professor Mills chose John Dramani Mahama in 2008 as his running mate, the Bole Bamboe seat did not become vacant. The NDC chose a different parliamentary candidate, which means that John Mahama was not going to go into that contest. So let's just get that straight. So
and as we speak now, no candidate has filed yet.
Exactly. So the EC has nobody.
Yes.
Yeah. So the MPP is going through a process to replace Napo as a parliamentary candidate, not as the MP. So there's not going to be a by-election in Mensah South. I've heard people saying that.
So Napo will still be MP until after the election?
Until after the election. His tenure would expire on the night of January 6th into the dawn of January 7th. 2025 as a member of parliament. Very well, thank you, gentlemen. Sami Biafe, correspondent at the presidency for Citi FM and Channel 1 Television. Hafiz Tijani, our correspondent here in the Ashanti Regional Capital. My name is Umar Rusanda Amadou, broadcasting from the studios of Orange 107.9 FM. Of course, we have a number of affiliate stations, Focus FM, Alpha Radio, all of them here in Kumasi, bringing us this broadcast. Today, this is where we are coming from. And Nana Tufo is on the bridge for us at number 5 Ola Hansen Lane at Adabraka. Not number 5 Ola Hansen Lane, rather number 11 Dr. Morton Loop in Adabraka in Accra. Number 5 is Channel 1 Television. Now, Tufo, I'm crossing over to you, but I'll be back in 30 minutes with Point Blank from here. Thank you so much. Back to you in Accra.
Well, thank you very much. Umaru Sanda Amadu there, coming to you live from the studios of Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi, where we're gauging the mood preceding the official unveiling of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh as running mate to Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM. This is Eyewitness News. Still to come, Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, justify sale of 60% of its stake in 4 hotels, describing the move as the most viable option. Stay with us. We'll be right back with the details.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Attention, shoppers and textile lovers. The Ghana Revenue Authority introduces the textile tax stamp, effective from July 1st, 2024. This stamp protects your jobs and livelihoods from illicit trading, counterfeiting, and smuggling. This is not a tax. It is just a compliance measure to protect the textiles industry in Ghana. So which products are affected? All African prints, textiles are included. Look out for the green border for domestic products, red border for imports, and blue for the transition period. Remember, look for the textile tax stamp when you buy. Protect our local industry and jobs. For importers and manufacturers, register and get your stamps at your nearest GRA office or online at www.gratextiletaxstamp.com. Please note, it is an offense to display, buy, or sell products without the stamp. Enforcement begins July 1st, 2024. Remember, no stamp, don't buy.
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Google me. At what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
One of the best decisions you can possibly make at the start of your day is to tune in to the Citi Breakfast Show. Insightful, intriguing, intelligent, and informative. The Citi Breakfast Show offers an attractive alternative to the noisy mishmash of morning radio. Tune in to the Citi Breakfast Show for passionate discussions on issues that matter and enjoy interviews where duty bearers and decision makers have their feet held to the fire. The Citi Breakfast Show airs from 6:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. every Monday to Friday, only on 97.3 Citi FM.
Are you a builder, contractor, or homeowner with a passion for quality? Look no further. At Yale, we pride ourselves in trusted security and quality hardware for doors. Visit our showroom on 11th Lane Street in Accra, Ghana, and discover the world of Yale door hardware handles and locks. At Yale, we understand your need for security and the desire for elegance. Our products not only protect your loved ones, but also add a touch of sophistication to your home or business. Whether you're renovating your space or crafting a new masterpiece, Yale is your trusted partner with a history of 180 years of innovation. Come on down to Yale today. Experience the perfect blend of security and style with Yale. Yale, where security meets style.
When you want to...
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Google me. At what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Kojo, I want to learn how to drive.
No problem at all, my dear. I will get Uncle Kofi to teach you. He taught my father and even me.
Bakojo pa, in this day and age.
Don't take chances when it comes to learning how to drive. Your best bet is Freight Masters Driving Institute. Freight Masters Driving Institute has qualified instructors who are dedicated to equipping you with the right skills for the road. Locate our office at Tema Community 5, adjacent Golden Chopsticks, or Tema Community 25 on the Deftraco Estate Road, Asaleboche, in the same building with Fidelity Bank, Westland, Hatcho, opposite Starbite Shell Filling Station, or on the Spintex Road, Aviation Highway Hydrophone Estate. Call us on 0303 973 388 or 0267 266 211. Visit our website www.freightmastersdriving.com. Freight Masters Driving Institute. Defensive driving with the right skills.
Attention Attention, facility management professionals. Get ready for the event of the year, the IFMA Global Africa Conference in Ghana, August 1st and 2nd at the UPSA Auditorium, hosted by the International Facility Management Association's Ghana chapter. This is your chance to meet the world's top FM experts, thought leaders, and innovators. Immerse yourself in groundbreaking keynotes, interactive panels, hands-on workshops, and unmatched networking sessions. Explore the future of facility management in Africa's booming built environments. Don't miss out on the epic gathering of minds and ideas. The IFMA Global Africa Conference, August 1st and 2nd at the UPSA Auditorium. Be there. Proudly sponsored by Fides Group. To register or to sponsor, please call 0558 368 544.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. Many thanks to you for staying with us here on 97.3 Citi FM. This is Eyewitness News. Let's now take you to Pandai in the northern region, where disturbances there have led to several people being injured and properties destroyed. The district chief executive, Emmanuel Kofiata Tatablata, joins us now to give us some updates regarding this matter. Good evening, sir, and thank you very much for your time.
Good evening, my brother. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I trust you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Awesome. Now, earlier when we spoke to you, there was heavy military and police presence in the area. Is the situation same now? Is it the same currently?
Yeah, the situation is escalating as we speak now. Because in the morning, the issue was only centered in Pandai. But as we speak now, it's like it's escalating up to Blajai and Kanchina, Etejeli, and some other areas. And the information I am getting as a DC is they are saying that they want to do more attack in the night. So we are building up the security agencies to try to take cover so that at least lives and property can be at least guarded against.
All this is despite the heavy military and police presence?
Yes, it's a very vast land. Whilst you are going to the other side, then they move to the other side as well. Black Guy is about, let's say, 30 miles away from Pandai. And then Kanchina is about 7 miles away. And then the thing just is goes through. And now, as we speak, the military are going to Black Guy and the SPU. And now we heard that they've attacked the Kanchina. They have killed more than 15 cows. They have burned their houses that the flood lives in. And then equally, same have done to Ketejeli. They have burned their sleeping place. They have killed more than 10 cows at that place as well. So that's the situation on the ground.
Right. Now, we wonder, if there's heavy military and police presence and yet the issue is escalating, as DCE, you're automatically the head of DISEC, and we want to believe that DISEC has met over the matter. What conclusion did you come to? What strategies are you mapping out to settle the issue?
The decision that we have taken is to get more military and the police presence, so that we can deploy them to various areas, so that they take advantage and make sure calm the situation down. And as we speak now, I'm yet to report again to the regional minister and the regional coordinating council, because I just left the room whilst your call came. And so I need to talk to you before I report to my minister.
Right.
Initially, I didn't want to report to you. I wanted to have discussed this one with my regional minister before coming back to you. But I thought that, well, since you wanted to hear the update, I need to give it to you once I talk to my regional minister.
We are most grateful for that, but we also like to find out, are you considering the option of engaging the opinion leaders in these areas? Because we know that the youth will most often than not listen to their opinion leaders.
Actually, the early hours of today, the regional commander sent a troop from Tamale. He came with the Yendi sector commander, then the Wulensi, all of them came to Pandai. Then we moved to the Konkoma Chief Palace. We addressed more than 500 youth who have gathered there. And we told them that, look, yes, it is important to be angry, but your anger should not lead you to sin. In as much that you are angry and you go and sin, it is wrong. So we indeed told them that it is wrong for them to have gone to attack the Fulani and burn down all their belongings. It is wrong. And from that, we moved to another community at, we call it Penyankang. We went there, also met the youth and the elders, and we told them same. And then we moved to police stations, and then we also spoke to the Fulanis. And then we moved to where they burned the houses and also advised the Fulanis and other people who are around there. So I am surprised this is escalating to other areas that have no idea about whatever that has happened to Pandai yesterday, and it is escalating into those areas.
Rather unfortunate, but security is now a matter of question. Want to find out for indigents of Pandai who may not necessarily be interested in this clash or disturbance. What assurances do we have for them to be able to go about their business without fear or panic?
Yes, fear and panic. Yes, you know, every bullet doesn't know the owner that you are targeting. And what we need to caution everybody, and since this happens in the night, I only have to say that people should be very careful traveling in the night because you might not know whom you are meeting. I get it. So in as much that we are putting in place security measures, we also caution people that travel in the night to be very careful so that you don't meet any bullet that is not targeted for you.
Very well. Now, finally, before we let you go, if you can briefly sum up the reason for these attacks, which we have now come to understand are actually reprisal attacks.
It's like my earlier comment. I mentioned that a gentleman was on his way to his community in Yampang. On the way, he met unknown two people who have allegedly attacked him, and they called them that they are Fulani herdsmen. Allegedly. I get in it.
Right.
So after that, the concombents mobilized and attacked the Fulani herdsman chief in Pandai town, burned his house, took all his belongings away, and killed most of his cows.
Have any lives been lost in this disturbance?
No life has been lost, but the first man who was wounded, who happened to be a combat, he was seriously wounded, and as we speak now, they've taken him to Tamale. He's responding to treatment. And even in this process, a policeman motor has been banned. So these are some of the issues that we are facing.
Do we know if any arrests have been made?
For now, no arrest has been made. Initially, they have arrested 3 people. And I learned the way the mob came after the police, they released the 3 on condition that later they'll go back for them.
So now the way forward is to call for reinforcement to beef up security in the area.
Exactly. That will help all of us.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Emmanuel Kofiata Tatablata is the District Chief Executive for Pandai in the Northern region. Let's now go to Hawa Idrisu Mustafa for our next story.
The Social Security and National Insurance Trust SNIT has revealed that selling 60% of its shares in various hotels to a private investor was the only viable option to revive their fortunes. The statement comes amid concerns of a change in management and controversies, suggesting SNIT did not follow due process before deciding to sell shares in its hotels, which include Labadi Beach Hotel, La Palm Royal Beach Resort, Elmina Beach Resort, and Ridge Royal Hotel. In a media address earlier today, SNIT's Director General Kofi Osafo-Maafo explained that due diligence was done and changing management was not considered feasible due to the continuous losses the hotels had been accruing.
The way I look at things are as follows. There's been a great culture, particularly in the state sector, where we run down assets to sell them. You run it to the worst, it goes out of business, and you sell it. We want to maximize what we get out of it. And the question that I asked somebody the other day is, if you were selling your car, or even your house, if you were selling your house, you'd make an attempt to actually paint it. You wouldn't wait for your car to be put on stones and then say, now this is the time to sell it. You'd make it look good. There's no reason why, if a business is doing well and we seek to maximize capital from it to invest elsewhere, we shouldn't do so. And the reason is simple. Returns are lower than we believe they should be, but also cash always has alternative uses. So why not? There's a good investment rationale for that.
Mr. Osafo-Maafo also added that the decision to include Labadi Beach Hotel in the sale, despite it making some profit, was driven by the trust's aim to maximize overall returns, as the current profits were deemed insufficient.
For us, we look at it twofold, that we are looking to resolve a problem and do so with the introduction of a strategic investor. And we've outlined the reasons there. Consistent losses by almost all of our hotels. I know you are aware that Labadi does make a profit, but the returns are below par. They haven't paid us any dividends, with the exception of Labadi. Labadi Beach Resort only started paying dividends for the last 2 years. They haven't from inception. We've been called in to fund capital expenditure and maintenance expenditure.
Kofi Osafo-Maafo is the Director General of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Time now for City Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Details of our stories now. Ghana's debt restructuring deal with Eurobond holders has won the approval of the Official Creditor Committee. The committee, representing the country's bilateral lenders, communicated their seal of approval to the Ministry of Finance in a statement on Monday. This agreement is confirmed to be consistent with the comparability of treatment principle. This principle is part of the OCC's common framework for debt restructuring, which mandates that Ghana's debt owed to all external creditors under the restructuring scope must be treated comparably. To this effect, the deal with bondholders cancels $4.7 billion of Ghana's debt and in addition provides $4.4 billion of debt service relief. In a press statement issued, the government says it plans to continue active engagement with the steering committees to finalize the necessary documentation and move forward swiftly with the consent solicitation process. Away from that, the EU Commission has refused to lift the yellow card issued to Ghana in 2013 and reintroduced in 2021 under the European Union's illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing framework. This decision stems from the EU identifying several gaps in Ghana's Fisheries Act, including insufficient fines for vessels that violate the EU Commission's regulations. In an interview with Citi Business News, the Vice President of the National Fisheries Association, Richard Niama, explains the potential implications for the country if the EU proceeds with its threat to ban fish exports from Ghana.
Some of the practices include what we usually call cycle transshipment as sea. And that is, there are policies being rolled out to take out some of the practices that are actually destroying our resources. So we may not get to the level of the red card. I think for now, the key thing we are focusing on is the review of our fisheries law to ensure efficient management of the resources. But the challenge some of us have as industry people is, do we need a yellow card or a red card or whatever, somebody holding the cane for us to do it right? No, we don't. What is it that we are not doing right that we need to do right? And to me, those are the issues. The government is the right authority to regulate our industry. And so it cannot be gainsaid to the fact that the responsibility ultimately lies with the state to ensure that we manage our resources and manage it well. Yeah, people have overly emphasized those seasons. It is not a panacea, and it is not one of the recommendations that has been made for the yellow card.
Vice President of the National Fisheries Association, Richard Niama. The Social Security and National Insurance Trust SNIT has refuted claims that its reserves will be depleted soon. This response comes after a recent International Labour Organization report predicted that SNIT reserves would be depleted by 2036 based on its actuarial valuation. SNIT highlighted that the report was taken out of context and previous reports had similarly forecasted insolvency by 2025, a situation that will not materialize as the trust continues to meet its pension obligations. In a media briefing earlier today, Director General of SNIT, Kofi Osafo-Marfo, assured the public that significant investment schemes have been implemented to safeguard the trust funds.
Around that to improve the scheme. And the most recent one which came in the press was the 12th of those. And I think the strap line which everyone picked up was that SNIT was not going to be in business after 2036 and would run out of reserves. Again, that is very far from the truth. In fact, previous reports have suggested that we'll be out of business in 2025. And that's next year. And I'm sure you can be very confident we'll be here. And you should be very confident that we'll be here beyond 2036. Other reports have suggested 2034, and the goalposts keep moving. But for us, it's a good guide to look at the way we do things and improve them.
Director General of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, Kofi Osafo-Marfo. The Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, is voicing concerns over the country's inability to establish bilateral relations with Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger following their breakaway from the Economic Community of West African States, that's ECOWAS. The three countries under military regimes over the weekend signed the Alliance of Sahel State Treaty, further cementing their resolve to leave ECOWAS, with the Commission's president expressing concern over its impact on freedom of movement and a common marketplace. President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obin, in an interview with Citi Business News, said Ghana must quickly re-establish trade relations.
It means that they are also not going to abide by the ECOWAS rules of free movement of goods and services. So they will go on their own way to put restrictions if they need to do. And that's the reason why we shouldn't sit down because the kind of business that we do with these countries, and even historically and traditionally, we are even bound together, Niger, Burkina, and Mali. If you look at their citizens that are staying here, some of them have come here for so many years and they have actually integrated with this. So it shouldn't be difficult for Ghana at all to bridge up and firm up our relationship with these countries to take the advantage of it.
President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, Managing Director and Chief Executive of Toyota Ghana Limited, Koji Yanaka, has called on the government to fulfill its part in the implementation of the Ghana Automotive Development Policy, including the ban on imported cars aged 10 years or older. Koji Yanaka suggests this will help players in the automotive industry reap the benefit of their investment. He made the comment in a sideline interview with the media during the launch of the new Toyota Vitz, that's Toyota Urban Cruiser and Toyota Land Cruiser 250 Prado models, as the latest additions to Toyota vehicles on the market.
Where we stand as of today, there are many things that are pending, and our only desire is that the government to fulfill and complete the auto policy as soon as possible, since we have, we brands the main players, or we have invested millions of dollars already for the local assembly. And we, under the belief that this local assembly will help develop the local industry. So that is our only wish. First of all, the control, the regulation, implementation of the regulation on the used cars, especially the ban of over 10 years. Also, homologation system, which is supposed to ban the grey import as well, is not in implementation.
Koji Yanaka is Managing Director and Chief Executive of Toyota Ghana Limited. Meanwhile, Head of Sales Operations at Toyota Ghana Limited, Andrew Lamptey, has been providing insight into why customers should purchase the 3 new models from the automotive giants.
The Vitz is a well-known model on our markets. It's the Urban Explorer. It's versatile. It can go to all the nook and crannies of this city and across the nation. So you are looking at fuel efficiency, you are looking at something that can carry a lot of luggage, and of course you're also looking at comfortability. Now the Urban Cruiser, yes, it cruises the urban roads on our country, on our city. Basically, it comes as a very versatile vehicle, very good ground clearance, considering the nature of our roads. And of course, when you're also cruising on a third road, it's the best for the country. Then we have introduced the all-new Land Cruiser 250 Prado. This is one of the game changers for the CV, the commercial vehicle market. Of course, it's been long in coming, but the wait was really worthwhile. And therefore, we expect that this will serve the needs of our customers very well.
Andrew Lamptey is Head of Sales Operations at Toyota Ghana Limited, and in Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the whole family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
Today. I can't wait to watch my favorite sports on my newest NASCO television. Charlie, the view be clear, Papa. HD quality you can trust.
Ever since Kwame became a star with NASCO, if not football, then it's chilling with his friends with some ice-chilled drink from NASCO's refrigerator because it chills so well.
No wonder his friends can't resist but come to watch their games here. I think they like the cool breeze with NASCO air condition.
NASCO's washing machine and gas cooker makes home lovely.
Go! It's always fun with NASCO home appliances. Enjoying the football you love and all other NASCO products like the durable NASCO Ion, NASCO Microwave, and NASCO Blender. Visit all our EGL showrooms nationwide and grab yours now or via online. NASCO delivery is fast and sweet. Just a call away. Make the football viewing experience memorable with NASCO home appliances. NASCO, bring home happiness.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Thank you for staying with us here on 97.3 Citi FM. This is Eyewitness News. Blank to the Ashanti Regional Capital, Kumasi. Of Orange 107.9 FM to be precise. My colleague and your regular host Umaru Sanda Amadu currently sits. A conversation. Which conversation surrounds the new patriotic party NPP and its plans to unveil Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh as running mate to the flag bearer, the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Unveiling will happen at the Jubilee Park in Kumasi tomorrow. It is the expectation that, of course, there will be a procession through Menchia South. The constituency of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, who currently is the Energy Minister. And so we'll take you now live to the Ashanti Regional Capital, Kumasi, the studios of Orange 107.9 FM. My colleague Umaru Sanda Amadu takes over now.
Thank you so much, Nana Tufo Boatin, broadcasting from number 50, number 11, Dr. Martin Lupin Adabraka in Accra, bringing us Eyewitness News, a special edition that we are bringing today from across the country. And my name is Umaru Sanda Amadu. I'm coming to you from the studios of Orange 107.9 in Kumasi, specifically at the Kumasi City Mall, where we are bringing you this particular broadcast, a simultaneous broadcast of our coverage of the outdooring of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh as the running mate of the New Patriotic Party into election 2024. You can call him newly minted running mate, yet to be outdoored. There's going to be a big float in Kumasi tomorrow, and then there will be an outdooring, what we call Ojemo, in Accra. It's happening here at the Jubilee Park in Kumasi, and I've come here I've come to Kumasi with Sami Wiafia, correspondent at the presidency, to anchor this report, supported, of course, by our correspondent Hafiz Tijani, Doris Lonta, and the rest of the team. Tonight on Point Blank, I have 3 guests in studio. The Ashanti Regional Organizer of the New Patriotic Party is here with me, Francis Adumakun. Sir, you're welcome to Point Blank on Citi FM and Orange FM.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Awesome, I'm doing very well. I have 2 other people who... The national spokesperson of the new running mates is a retired journalist. He would refuse that he's not retired. He also is into cocoa business at Cocoa Board. His name is Fifi Boafo. Fifi, you're welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
It could have been better, but it's not bad.
Retired journalist selling cocoa. Nice job. I should also want to do that.
Well, when I grow up, I want to have dinner on top of the Eiffel Tower.
Look, you're going to make me speak my last French. Je ne mange nothing on top of the Eiffel Tower. But anyway, mischief ignored. My third guest is the Director of Communications of the campaign, the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign. He's a retired District Chief Executive, then National Communications Officer, Dennis Miragoza Boaje.
Mischief Umarisa.
Oh, yeah, that's Communications of the campaign, the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign. He's a retired District Chief Executive, then National Communications Officer, Dennis Miragoza Boaje.
Mischief Umarisa.
Oh, yeah, How are you guys? Everything good?
Yeah, very good.
Let me start with the regional man. He is the one hosting us. Mr. Dufo, how Adumakurada, how is Kumasi receiving your son tomorrow?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Mm-hmm. As you could see when you even came to the grounds, that Kumasi is fired up. Right from, let me take this opportunity to say a big good evening to my listeners. Right from the time the name came up, which name am I talking about? Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. That very day the name came up, everything in Ashanti region changed.
Okay.
Those selling along the street were happy. Market women were happy. Traders were happy. Sellers were happy. Buyers were happy.
Even the sellers in Bosomchi.
Look, everybody was happy. Students were happy. Teachers were happy. Lecturers were happy. Party people who could, in quotes, say they have retired, all of a sudden became energized, all because of one particular name.
Matthew Opoku Prempeh. What does he mean to the NPP in Ashanti region, first of all? How huge a figure is he?
You know, apart from me being the regional organizer, I'm the dean of all regional organizers. I'm talking about all the other 15 regions.
Okay, you're the Oga at the top.
Yes.
Okay, Oga Kwata.
And the very moment his name was mentioned, we have a platform. Mm-hmm. And you could see there were various reports that I was getting from all the other 15 regions. It tells you, before even his name was mentioned, people were looking at that particular name. I was not surprised that various surveys that came out, his name was on top. It tells you there's something in that particular man. He is the caliber of person that carries people along with him.
See,
he's a charismatic leader. Like, he's a doer. He's such a person that if you want to work, he will help you to work. That's the man, Matthew Opoku Prempeh.
Interesting. Let me bring in Fifi Boafo. Fifi, I don't know, how well do you know Napo to be made his spokesperson? Give us the history that you have with him and who he really is and how working with him is.
So, 3 days ago, a friend who is a mutual friend of myself and Napo sent a video to me
And this is a video it was a recording I did for his 50th birthday 6 years ago. And I was talking about when we first met, our first interaction, and the kind of relationship we've had since we met. We first actually met in 2008 after the first round of the
primaries
elections.
Okay.
You know, the 2008 election, there was the first round. Yeah. So he was newly elected member of parliament for Menchia, then Menchia constituency. So we met at Dankwa Institute.
Okay.
And here there was this.
And this was when you were a journalist?
Yes.
Okay.
As very assertive, he had an opinion, in fact, well-informed opinion on issues. So it was interesting having a conversation with such a person. So that's when we became friends. 2008, before the second round.
16 years ago.
Yeah. Wow. Actually, how time flies.
At the time I was in the village. It's okay.
Welcome to town.
Thank you.
And that's the kind of relation. From there, we've been engaging. One of the things I love about him is he loves to make his point. You will not force him to keep quiet. He will make his point and he's at an informed position. He is someone well-read. In fact, I'll share that video. I was tempted to share it on social media, but I just said to myself, well, let me give it some time before I share it. Because one of the things I said in that video 6 years ago was that my expectation was for him to become the Minister of Energy.
Oh, wow.
I said that
when he was education minister.
Okay. Because whenever we met, one of the things he used to talk about was the energy sector.
Okay.
And his knowledge in the sector was amazing because this was somebody who was trained as a medical doctor. And then the sort of things he used to say. So in that video, what I said was that considering the things he was doing at the education minister, because he was a medical doctor, and what I knew of him, even before he went to energy, then it was an indication that it was not somebody who was just good at what he has been trained or educated on in classroom, but it is someone who will fit in any environment when he's given the opportunity. And I think that all of us are witnesses to what he can do when given the opportunity.
Let me bring in Dennis. Dennis, prior to the announcement and the presentation of his name to National Council, lots of names came up. As a campaign, it must have been a difficult path for you to maneuver to finally settle on one, or you had already settled on your mind and it was just we in the town making noise.
It was easy. I mean, we have a flag bearer that's quite decisive. He knows what he wants. He thinks through a process from end to end before he sets out to do it. And so it was an easy choice. What the difficulty rather was the waiting period.
Okay.
And so really that was a difficult period. The period where you have to endure all these conversations and communications and interactions going around it and wait for that moment, the moment we're about to experience tomorrow, So that's the most difficult bit. Otherwise, he set out to look for two critical ingredients in that running mate. One, who is that person, like Fee said, that has that capacity to support him, back him up in the execution of the bold solutions he's proposing for Ghana's development going into the future? Who is that single individual? And the decision to settle on Napo was quite straightforward. His delivery in the education sector and the energy sector is not in contention. It's not in doubt. I mean, since it was mentioned, I don't think you've heard anybody say, oh, Napo is incompetent, oh, Napo is a no.
I've heard people say that Napo has refused to give us a Doomsor timetable when we had Doomsor. I've also heard people say Napo is arrogant. How do you do? And I'm going to let Fifi talk more on that. But
so let me deal with the two issues.
Yes,
let me deal with the two issues.
It looks like a baggage. How do you deal with
Let me deal with these two issues. So that person who has wide experience, exposure, has been a go-getter, results-oriented person, has shown working and has a scorecard to prove that he delivers when you give him a responsibility. That is the person Dr. Mahmoud Bamia was looking for as a running mate for the execution of his vision. And secondly, before you get to form the government, you must win an election. Who is that person that would bring that huge political capital to balance him out? The areas that we need to shore up and push the numbers up. Who is that individual? It's obvious that Napo is one of the most experienced political hands you have in the country right now, not just in our party. 4-term member of parliament, widely experienced, done so much across the length and breadth of this country. And you know that usually there are 2 ministers of this country who become very popular. Ministers of Education and Ministers of Youth and Sports. So clearly, in terms of his popularity on the ground, and not just in the MPP, but across the country, especially when he was responsible for implementing one of the unarguably socially impactful policies we've seen in this country, the free SHS, with millions of beneficiaries. Think about all these kids who have benefited. Think about their parents. Think about their siblings and what it means to them. And so that political capital Napo brings to the ticket is something that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is looking out for. But Umaru, to answer the other question, so there is no baggage. I mean, this is the least of baggage you can think about. Okay. That you wake up one morning and you are not told that you cannot be a vice president because you are incompetent. You are not told that you cannot be a vice president because you are corrupt. You are not told that you cannot be a vice president because you don't deliver. You are dull. You are incapacitated, but you are warned, which is expected. I mean, one of the things that you should expect as a politician is that people will try to sew and wear you with some design, whether it fits or not. If you're not ready for it, you can go out. But the good news is, it is very difficult for you to tell somebody that Umaru is like this. The easiest way for Umaru to prove you wrong is not for him to tell you, I'm not. He has to show. To experience. Napo is unveiled tomorrow. He goes on the ground to interact and engage the people of this country. Give us a month. By the time we end July, you would hear people say, oh, but this is who Napo is and all of, and they will try so much to make him, because you do not tell people who you are. You show people who you are. And it's just a matter of time.
Fifi, so this issue of the arrogance tag, I'm sure you've seen it. You know him. You work with him. Let me ask you a direct question. Is Napo arrogant?
The answer is no.
So why do people say that?
You know, just like Dennis was talking about.
How humble is he, first of all? So the opposite of arrogant, I think, is humble, right? My grammar is mistaking me tonight. But yeah, how humble is he? What kind of person is Napo outside the media circles? His family life?
I think he's very jovial.
Like, does he go swimming, riding bicycle? What kind of things does he do for fun, that kind of thing?
He's so jovial. So recently we were trying to do a photo shoot for him. And then he was like, you know what, Charlie, this thing our guys are asking me to fake me, I can't do it. And I knew how to get it. So I started playing Kofi Kinata's song, Things Fall Apart. Okay. And then he started dancing. He's your regular guy. He's a brother.
Okay.
A fun-loving person. But you see, what people do not realize is the fact that, apart from the things I talk about, that he's a fun-loving person, when it comes to real work, there's no time for you to play. It is to get results. So he will compel you to deliver such that he will have a result to show. So in such an environment, if you are there and you are not pushing as expected, he will push you to get results. And you realize how sometimes we behave. What is please give me some time, I want some space to do certain things my own way. For him, it is the result way or not your way. And you definitely have people who feel that, well, if it's not allowing me to have things my way, then there's something wrong with him. But just like Dennis talked about, this is a person, I have experienced him, I know him. When he steps out there, when people start engaging, because you know what, just imagine this record. Education minister in the Republic of Ghana for 4 years. And there was not a single strike. Oh, you have your TAUs, all those associations within the education sector.
No strike for 4 years, are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't done that research. Maybe I should check.
There was no strike.
Really? For 4 years?
The level of harmony, you are surprised. So just imagine an arrogant person dealing with all these associations and there was not a single strike. I've heard people who dealt with him, the account of such persons. I watched a video of the Komfanochi chief executive, who was his schoolmate. He worked with him when he was UTAG president at Legon, when Dr. Prempe was the minister for education, and he says he's surprised when people say that Dr. Prempe is arrogant. I've also seen the dean of the University of Cape Coast Faculty of International Relations. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Hey, Director of Communication. So you are producing the man.
So he says, I have known and worked with Honorable Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe, NAPO. I got close to him during my time as the National Secretary of UTAG. He is such a fine, humble, and competent gentleman. If you get close to him, you'll get to know that he is down to earth with a great sense of humor and has a very good interpersonal skills. He is a great manager, a visionary, and a doer. He is compassionate and does not discriminate. During his reign as Minister for Education, he had an excellent working relationship with unions, and his charisma always kept strike actions. His charisma always kept strike actions. He speaks his mind and is forthright.
So these are the words that are spoken of him by someone who has worked with him. Okay, so that's his character. We've talked about it. Let me talk about another thing. Ethnicity is critical for the NPP in this election. So for the first time, you've produced a person from the north to be your flag bearer. The last person, John Ejekun Kufuor, of course, from the south, Eduwahim from the south, Nana Akufo-Addo from the south. Now you have Bawumia from the north. And so there was a need for you to bring a ticket from the south. It's not compulsory constitutionally, but we have this gentleman agreement of a sort. Since Rawlings and Akar fell out, we started doing north and south. Let me come to Ashanti region. He is an Ashanti regional organizer. How excited is the Ashanti base for the NPP on the choice of NAPO, i.e., does ethnicity matter in this election?
Yes, and yes, I would say yes. In the sense that, where is NAPO coming from? He's from the royal family. He's coming from Apejefi. And you know Apejefi. When you talk about Apejefi, Kufuor is from Apejefi.
Okay.
NAPO is coming from Apejefi. You know the track record of Kufuor?
Yeah.
He's loved by all. That's what I'm saying. We are going to mention the Ashanti Kingdom. When you go to Menchia and you look at the chiefs that form the Ashanti Kingdom, and Otumfuo sits on the throne, one after the other, the Nifahine, the Benkuhine, and so on and so forth. And one of their sons has been appointed to the highest, an incoming vice president. You know what it means? They hold it in high esteem.
What will be the role of royalty in tomorrow's program? What will Menchia Palace do? Is there any? Can you enlighten us briefly?
Why is it that anybody comes to Ashanti region, the person wants to go to Menchia? Have you realized that? You go there to seek the blessings. Before whatever you want to do, you start. Tomorrow, God willing, we are going to seek the blessings of Otumfuo in his kingship before even we come out to unveil the perfect ticket to Asantewaa. It tells you are giving the Ashanti Kingdom that due what? Respect.
Very well.
And it's very important.
Very well. Dennis, we have to wrap up now, but your running mate is going against another former Minister for Education. Pound for pound, you believe your candidate is better?
That's even the easiest, the easiest way. I mean, Omaru, what I think we should do as a country is to basically measure them on that score.
Okay.
Because you see, NAPO is a medical doctor. Our opponent's running mate is not a medical doctor. So it's not a common variable. You can't measure them on that. Our opponent is academic. You can't measure NAPO on that. The only common variable that you can use as a basis to test both of them.
It's 4 years at education ministry.
I think we should do that. And NAPO is ready for that. Her performance was abysmal. And you can easily compare. So what we should do is to basically draw a table. And
first year, you put the records there. Second year, so cumulative record.
And then when you finish, we look at who really impacted the sector. And who brought.
So we see who built e-blocks for you to come and implement your free SHS with.
And who built over 2,000 dormitory blocks and classroom blocks to accommodate 100,000 that she left out.
And who hurriedly introduced free senior high school and now feeding our children with rice without fish.
Who slowly improved on secondary education and left 100,000 home every year. You understand?
Who forced parents to be paying for extra classes for students during vacation because they are doing double track?
Who denied schools with chalks and force PTAs to contribute to buy the chalks.
Let's leave it there.
So we are going to really take our time to do this, and then when we finish, we weigh
and then choose
that which of you are results-oriented and goal-getters. Umaru, Ghana is moving to another level where we are in a competitive global space. We need fast thinkers. We need people who are thinking on their feet and getting results. We're not looking for people who are always thinking progressive at a pace is important. Not just progressive at an accelerated pace. The world is not waiting for Ghana. The world is moving. So who is willing to take that bold decision on the spur of the moment to get this country going? And that's where we are as a people.
Fifi Boafo, after your candidate is outdoor tomorrow, what next? Are we going to see him? How is it going to be like? Is he going to lead a campaign separate from flag bearer? What's the strategy that you can share with us which is not going to be copied by NDC? Please, that one.
Well, the tickets is led by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He is the presidential candidate. It's interesting to realize that now the NDC is comparing John Mahama to Napo.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that comparison.
Because the conversation is now between Napo and John Mahama. Sorry, Napo is only the running mate to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. But of course, unlike maybe other candidates, Dr. Bawumia realized something in Napo, that is a guy, when you give him a job, he will get it done. So after the inauguration, you will surely find Napo on the ground, engaging, interacting, the people having a feel. And as a gentleman, when you give him a job, he will get it done. This is a gentleman when he was asked to implement free SHS policy after the government inaugurating the government, nominating him as a minister, going through vetting and swearing in. By September, already free SHS was being implemented. This is a guy, when you give him a job, he'll get it done.
Very well, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us on Prem. Now, unless any of you has anything to say, we have to wrap up. Please, Dennis has something to say. Yes, Dennis, say something.
I'm saying that tomorrow history is going to be made.
Okay.
If you cannot be in Kumasi tomorrow, just sit by your TV.
Watch channel 1.
Watch channel 1 TV.
Director of communication. You have to be upgrade your.
I'm a board member of channel 1.
Update your this thing.
Watch channel 1 TV tomorrow.
Thank you very much. And listen to Orange FM and Citi FM.
So Ashanti is alive.
Okay.
Right now.
Very well.
And tomorrow you should expect the whole of Ashanti region, the whole of Bono is the 5 northern region, Eastern Volta, Greater Accra, Western Central region, Western North region, all come together behind a ticket that is bringing real hope to the people of Ghana moving into the future. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Dr. Matthew Opoku.
Regional organizer, any last words?
My last word is very simple. Tomorrow, the actual event is taking place. No one should sit in the house.
So 11 o'clock, right? Starting time is 11 or 1 p.m. or 2 p.m.
You know what happened when Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia came to Ashanti region? The last time he came, it would be far, far, far ahead of that one.
So it will be Beja or Nyamanya.
Kumasi will be brought to a standstill.
I see. I'll be here to watch and report for that. Thank you so much. That's the Ashanti Regional Organizer of the NPP, Francis Adumakun. Earlier, you heard Director of Communications of the Bawumia campaign, Dennis Miracles Abuaji. Before that, Fifi Boafo with Cocoa Board, but also he's a spokesperson of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, a.k.a. Napo, who is a running mate of the NPP flag bearer into election 2024. That would be it for Eyewitness News tonight, which came to you in 2 studios. One studio in Adabraka in Accra, that's number 11 Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka in Accra, that's Citi FM studios. And that's where Nana Tufo Boatin hosted from. And then this studio where I'm broadcasting from, Orange 107.9, Kumasi's music leader, broadcasting at the Kumasi City Mall here in the Ashanti Regional Capital, Kumasi. My name is Umaru Sanda Amadu. We'll be back on air tomorrow to bring you more coverage of proceedings from here. We'll be live on Channel 1 Television. We'll be live on 97.3 Citi FM, and of course with all our partner stations bringing you this broadcast. Most grateful to the technical team here at Orange, or Orange as we say in France, Orange 107.9, Alpha, Ali and his team, and of course Mr. Edumante. Thank you so much for hosting us here to bring you this particular broadcast. We are most grateful. Ali, what's up next on the airwaves? Coming up, music next? What's coming up? You are coming up?
Yes, Orange Rundown.
Orange Rundown. Is it cools or R&B, hip-hop?
This is actually the Afro Express.
Thank you very much.
About Africa.
You are too much. Play Umusangari for me. Umusangari from Mali. Yeah, from Mali. Yeah. And then after that, play Kofi Olomide from Central African Republic. No, Democratic Republic of Congo. And then finally, Kanda Bongo Man. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Have a good night, everybody.